we learned about right angle triangles, Picasso, Pythagoras theorem. Last week, we also did completing the square. I went through during the lesson, but I just feel like maybe not enough practice. This is some of you got it wrong. When I marked your paper, there were some mistakes lah. Okay, so never mind. We need to practice a lot. That's why I think I spoke to some of your parents before, right? That on top of our 1.5 hour tuition, we need to follow up a little bit more. We need to do more. Okay, so just let me go through here. Tuition is 1.5 hour. Okay, right? Every week. Okay, so this one is the normal tuition. Not enough. This will just be enough if assuming you do these things. Okay, like more than 80% pay attention in school. Pay attention in school and you understand more than 80% also. So tuition will cover that last 20% or even like 70% you understand, it will help lah. Important is pay. So anything less, you have to do more. Okay, so if like this, I don't give you any homework, you should be able to secure your A. Okay, but if let's say you're coming from a fail from Sec 3, fail also got different. Some students, they got 1 out of 100. Some students, they got 40 out of 100. So obviously the 1 out of 100, they have to work extra hard compared to the 40 out of 100. Correct? So that's where I come in. That's where I come in the maybe 30 to 1 hour. Later nearing to your prelims, we will do full paper. That means it's a 2-hour worksheet. You need to do 2 hour, 15 minutes. Go and do at home, that kind, So this one is the assignment. I'll just put homework lah. Okay, the questions that I give will take you about 30 to 1 hour. But if you don't understand, then you will need to watch some recordings or some revise back the notes. Then it will take you a little bit more. But then you got to understand why we need this extra commitment. Okay, because like I said, if you understand even 70% pay attention, 70%, that will be good enough. Tuition will help to supplement that part. Okay, but now if you're not this, that's why you need the extra. Do you understand? And true enough, last week before the test, I actually tell you like what question gonna come out. I give you some example, and then when you did the question, maybe you panic, you forgot. No worries. It just means we need to practice more. Some people, right, when I teach them one question or one particular part of the topic, right, I teach them, they straight away understand. So if I give them another question, they can do it perfectly. But some students, they need 3, 4, 5, 6 times to do the same question. Like example, completing the square. They need to do like 3, 4, 5 questions of the same kind. Then they really understand. Okay, it's all right. Different people have different abilities, right? Okay. Especially if you are the like 1 out of 100 kind of student, then obviously if I give you completing the square, I teach you completing the square once, I don't think you will really understand it. You probably need more practices. That's why, again, this thing, please do it correctly. Do it well means go and revise first, then you attempt. Okay? Can I understand all of you have the potential. I see when I teach you, I can see actually you can do better. You have the potential. That means you are capable to pass or even do well, but you have to start with these things. Okay? All right. So let's continue with okay, so I'll teach you sine rule and cosine rule. A very rush lah, very rush. Because sine rule and cosine rule already is like next level. Okay, this is under notes number 2. Can you take out notes number 2? Another thing to remind you is this is already January, guys. No longer November, December. But November and December, good thing that you all start early. You can catch up more. Okay. So we got January. Do you know when's your math N level? First week of October. So January till then, you got 9 months until end of September. Okay. So we got 9 months, guys. We got to catch up. Okay. So notes number 2, let's just recap. When we look at triangles under trigo, we split it into 2 types. Right angle triangle and triangles that are not right angle. Okay. Let's take a look at page 5. Okay, one more time. We look at 2 types of triangle. What are they again, Dean? What kind of triangles do we split? When we do trigo, we split into 2 types of triangle. What are the 2 types? Zafri, what are the 2 types? Okay, so right angle triangle and triangles that are not right angle. Because right angle triangle can only do some things. If not right angle, we can do other things. So this is how we look at it. If we understand this, easy already our trigo. Okay? So right angle triangle, we can do Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem is only for right angle triangles. Do you understand? Tuakaso can do for right angle triangles or not? Cannot. Sorry, Tuakaso is only for right angle triangles. If it's not right angle, you cannot do Tuakaso. Okay, clear? You managed to catch what I said just now. What are the 2 things we can do with right angle triangles? Give me one. No, right angle triangles can do what 2 things? Muta? Right angle triangles can do what to it? What are the 2 things we should recall when we see right angle triangles when it comes to trigo? What are the 2 things? Pythagoras theorem. The other one is Tuakaso. Can understand, Dean? So again, right angle triangles, Zafri, what are the 2 things we can do? And Tuakaso. Okay? Can follow, Dean? So what are the 2 things, Dean, for right angle triangles? Correct. So you see right angle triangle, please prioritize Tuakaso or Pythagoras theorem. Okay, clear? Now let's move on to the next one. For the next one, right, the formulas are given in the formula sheet. The next one is for triangles that are not right angle. Look at this triangle. Does it look right angle to you? No. So what can we do? We can find area using the area formula given in your formula sheet. Okay, so let's understand how to apply this. It's going to come out later. Okay, it's going to come out later. Please pay attention. If this is your angle, your length must be in between the angle for you to use this formula. Your length must be in between the angle. Can understand? So if example, if this is the angle 20 degrees, I must use the length that are in between it. For example, I need to use 5, I need to use 10 cm. I cannot use 7 cm. I must use 10 and 5. Okay? Can follow, Nadine? What length do I use if I got this triangle, Dean? If I'm given 30 degrees, which 2 lengths should I use to find the area? 3 and 2. Zafri, do you understand? Muta, do you understand? So the question is, which one is the length in the formula? So this formula given in your formula sheet, right? Which one is the length? Which one is the angle? Any idea? So the angle must always come after the trigo. So which one is the angle? C. Okay. Trigo, after trigo is always angle, like sine 30 degrees, example. So this one is the angle. Okay, so in your notes, can you indicate? That means A and B must be the length. And the length must be in between the angle. You cannot use 5. You use 5, wrong already. Can understand? Muta, do you have any questions? Do you understand? If it's a right angle triangle, do you even use this formula? No, right angle triangle for area is what? Din. Half times length times breadth. Base times perpendicular. Half times base times perpendicular height. Understand? Length and breadth is a rectangle or square lah. Okay? Half times base times height is for right angle triangle. So if it's not right angle triangle, you use this. Can? All of you have your calculator? You have your calculator? Muta, you have your calculator? Okay. Just now I draw the blue triangle, right? Triangle ABC. Can you press in your calculator and find me the area in cm square? How many cm square? Press your calculator for me, please. The formula is there. Got the answer already, Dean? Hmm? Your answer is 45. Which two length do you need to use? Okay. Which angle do you use? 30 degrees. Zafri, you got the answer already? Okay. Muta, what is your answer? So we got 45, 45 or 4.5, Dean? You said 45 or 4.5 just now? 45. Zafri was 1.5. Muta? 1.5. Okay. You use the formula half. Okay, can you show me how you press your calculator? Maybe the problem is the calculator. You need to throw in the dumpster already. Never mind, just show me. Just show me how you press. Like the formulas are half times. Hmm. I think the calculator got problem. You need to throw in the dumpster already. Hmm. No, half times what? What is the yeah. We press everything in the calculator. So half times 3 times 2. Some more. What else is in the formula? Got sign, right? You got press sign or not? You use what? Half time base times height, is it? That one for right angle triangle. This one is for a triangle that are not right angle. You try? 4.5. 4.5. Do you understand? So is the calculator problem? Relax. I just want to check. So sometimes calculator spoil. We need to go popular, buy new one. Okay, can I? So another thing is because we are doing angle, right? Sometimes it will give a different answer. That's why I want to check how you press because calculator got another mode. We are doing it degrees, right? 30 degrees. There's also later on we will do this radian measurement unit. Like for you're familiar with meters, cm, kilometers, but other countries they don't use meters. They use like miles, inches. They don't use liters. They use ounce. So for angle, there's degrees, there's radians. Okay, but that one is the next topic lah. Okay, do you understand? So I scared you accidentally press wrongly because if you change your calculator can change to that mode, to radian mode, you get a different answer. So here you all understand, right, how to find. Let's try one more. Okay. Can we find the area for this? Dean, you got an answer? 21 point? How come you got 21.65K? Pause, huh? Zafri, what's your answer? It's okay, just the three of us, we share our answer. Wrong and most laugh only. No, Dean. Okay, 6.5. Okay. Muta, what do you get? 25. Okay. So you all got 21.65. Was there an extra step that you did here, Zafri and Dean? Why do you minus? What are you trying to find? This angle, right? Why? Because the length that we want to use, it must be in between the angle. So currently this one we don't know. We got to find. Understand, Muta? Do you find this extra angle? So you got to find it first. So again, when it comes to exam, right, they won't give you like serve in a plate. Exams or the test, right, is meant to see whether to test your thinking. Do you understand? So some of you they were asking why need to study math? Why must do well for math? Later when I work, later you want to work, where you want to work when you graduate already? Where which any one of you want to work at McDonald's? No, let's say McDonald's lah, but you come in as maybe like the manager or the assistant manager, let's say, will you be able to consider that? For example, if you work at McDonald's, McDonald's, right? Even I'm not talking about the cashier, maybe that one part-time you can work, but I'm talking about full-time. Maybe after you graduate, you want to come in McDonald's or whatever, KFC or what, but you come in as the assistant manager, because you're coming from your poly or you graduate already, for example, or IT, you graduate already, you want to work at McDonald's, they won't get you to become the cashier. You still have to do those things, right? So F&B, food and beverage industry, right? Need to know math very well or not? You think sine rule, cosine rule, area will use in McDonald's when you work? No, what? How come we still study math? How come we study social studies? You're going to use at your work, McDonald's? No, right? History, geography, you got to do at McDonald's. Then like that, why study? What's the purpose? Hmm? Wrong job. So you are trying to say but then at the school you learn all the other subjects, right? So what's the purpose? For example, in school you take your languages, right? English, your mother tongue. So let's say you want to become an English teacher. So what about the other subjects? Why do you even need to study those? Let's say you plan to become an English teacher. Hmm? So if you go, say again one more time. If you cannot become English teacher, at least you got backup. So that's the reason you learn a lot of subjects in school, is it? Who agree? Okay, so Dean said that, let's say I aim to become an English teacher. So, but let's say my English not so good. So at least now my social studies good. I become social studies teacher lah. Do you agree? That's why we learn all the other subjects in case you don't get what jobs that you aim for. Is it? Do you agree? Disagree. So then again, back to my question: why do you even learn this other subject in school? A lot of students tell me, "Actually, I waste time. Why do I need? When would I need to use my sine rule, like cosine rule, or this one Pythagoras theorem? Where got use, man? Don't have what? So why do you think we learn all these other subjects, Muta? Don't know. Zahri, why do you think we learn all those other subjects? First of all, let's say you English is fantastic, 99 or 100. Okay, is it you automatically can become teacher? No. So what are the other requirements? Okay, so you're saying that my English is fantastic, 99 or 100 for N level. I have good character, but all my the other subjects is like F and U grade. Can I become English teacher? No. They look at your whole cert, right? Then they can see whether you can go to, if go to IT, for example, which courses eligible. They look at the overall score. They don't just look at English. You get it? So that's one of the reason why you learn other subjects lah. They look at it as a whole. Can understand? So that's one reason, but that's not the main reason. The main reason is, right, first of all, why are there exams and tests? Why are there exams and tests in school? What's the purpose? Troublesome, right? Got test, exam. Might as well don't have exam, no test, right? You know, enjoy the learning. Enjoy the learning. Why do you think there's exams and tests in school? Muta, which course you want to go after you graduate in secondary school? After you graduate secondary school, which course you want to go to? Zafri, which course you want to go to? Dean, which course you want to go to? I want you to think about it. Just list some course that you have interest in. You want to do nursing. Okay. All right. Muta, any course that comes to mind that you have interest in. Nobody will laugh at you. Even if you say you want to become, that's what I say. If you graduate, right, you go to IT or poly, right? But then you got the certification, you can work at McDonald's, but come in as a manager, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's not where you work at. Yeah. What course you have interest in? Food science. Okay. D, you got any interest? Engineering. Okay. So let's say you have this interest, right? Do you know that to enter all of these courses got requirement one? Got requirement lah. So whether is it ITE or whether is it Poly Foundation, right? Do you know there's a requirement, which means is the in those schools, right? Vacancy is limited, which means like for example, engineering course only got 100 spaces. Food science only got 60 spaces. Example, nursing, sorry, only 20 spaces. So if you don't have exams, will they know who is good and who is not good or not? Will they know? Will the ITE or the poly people who want to take you in, right, would they know whether you're good or not? They wouldn't know what. That's why we have these tests and exams to know who is good, who is not. For those who are not good in nursing related courses, or for those who are not so good in the food science courses, would they accept them? Let's say in school, okay, engineering need math and science, for example, right? Then your math and science all fail. Then we got the other students who do very well for math and science. Which one do you think they will accept for the engineering course? Obviously, the one with math and science. But do they look at math and science only? No, they look at the overall score first, your N level score. How do they count N level score? All of you taking N levels, right? Correct or not? So whether is it Poly Foundation or whether is it ITE, right? They look at this score. Okay, let's talk about Poly Foundation. This one is like the best students will enter Poly Foundation. Poly Foundation program, right? you need less than, based on my experience with my previous students, right? They need to get like 7, 8 points or less. Then they will get the course that they want. Poly Foundation also got different courses, right? Some of my students got 10. 10 actually can go already poly. They eligible. Eligible means not confirmed you will get. Eligible means, okay, you can apply. You wait for a few weeks to see whether they reply you, you got accepted or not. Lah. So my students who got like 10, right? By right, eligible already, but they don't get the course that they want. Those who always get the course that they want is 7 and 8 points. Do you know how to see this? This is English. This is math. And then best 3 subjects lah. Maybe your science or Malay or whatever, your mother tongue, right? So if got no test, everybody will want to go to PFP. Do you think everybody can do PFP? Do you think they have the ability to do PFP? Do you know a doctor, a surgeon? The one, okay, or do you know the one who like surgeon or imagine a surgeon fail N level. Would you want to take that doctor as your doctor? No, right? Huh? No, right? If let's say I fail my math, my PSLE math fail, I don't know any math, then I come here to teach you, you will trust me or not? No, right? Same lah. So that's why this thing is a reference to know whether you are good enough for that course. If you do poly, then of course, like example, if you do poly for math and for math and science, obviously they won't take you for your engineering. And if you want to go like food science, then your science not good. Of course they won't take you. So that's the reason why we have tests. To see who's eligible and who is not. To filter out lah, the good ones from the not so good ones. Do you understand that part? Not discrimination. This one's not discrimination. It's just who deserve it. You all know sports, right? Sports. You familiar with sports? What sports you watch? Or what sports you follow? Football. Football. Bola. Okay. What team you support? Liverpool. If Mo Salah is not good, would you start him or not? First 11. Mo Salah is not good. He is, I'm not talking about this season. This season maybe got some problems. But let's talk about last season and the season before. He has not been performing. He never got top scorer. He scored less than 5 goals in one season. Would you start him in your team? No lah. Same, right? So here, it's not discrimination one. Who can score more goal, become the striker. You get to understand here? So that's sports. This is education, academics. What soccer also? What team you support? Liverpool. You understand my concept? Mo Salah, we know Mo Salah is good lah. But this season, okay, maybe we don't know what happened to him. Maybe nobody want to play his way. Got new players, right? But just imagine, like all the previous seasons, he never performed. He usually be dropped. So to them, that is their test, Every week when they go for training, they have to do well. Then they will be chosen for the first 11. So you all also the same lah. There's a reason why there's a test. Okay. So now we talk about why there is a test. The question is, why must we take so many subjects? So in short, different subject tests you differently. Each, like math, if you do well in math, you actually develop certain skills. If you are good in English or languages, it develops you in other skills. Later when you work, all these skills, you use it to solve the problem. Let's say you do well for English, math, and all the other subjects. It just goes to show that you are actually able to solve problems well. So later when you work at McDonald's, assistant manager, you're dealing with people below you, right? Your cashier, the one who make the burger, the cleaner. You have to manage them, right? Then you got the skills to do this, to plan the schedule. What is the fastest way to do so and so? So that's why we learn more than one subject. Each subject help you to develop different skills. Do you understand? Okay? So in short, you got to do well for all subjects lah, especially for your EMB3 to gain you access to Poly Foundation or even ITE got courses. Yes, me last time. Last time I took engineering course. But last time is different. Now got internet, right? Last time no internet, no. Last time want to use internet, we must go to the library or internet cafe. Then go to internet. Then we go to the website, IT website. Oh, this course do what? This poly course do what? We need to go there, no. Our parents all no knowledge one. Not say don't have, but they have less knowledge. If you were to ask your parents like last time, right, 30, 50 years ago, you ask them, what is engineering about? They also don't know, unless they work in engineering. Okay, so now you all have access to this, right? You know already where you want to go. Just got to do well, lor. Okay? Back to the subject math. Okay, so sidetrack a bit just to know the importance of doing well. Same also, you have to do well for all topics. Trigo must do well, algebra must do well, then only your math is good. Okay, so back to this, right angle triangles can only use Pythagoras theorem or Tuakaso. Not right angle, we use area formula, half AB sin C, okay? Don't worry, this formula will be given in the formula sheet. You just need to know which is the angle to use and which length to use. Are you clear? Ken, Muta, and Zafri, and Dean, you all understand? Got two more rules to cover, okay? So Pythagoras theorem and Tuakaso, that's for right angle. Not right angle, we use the area formula, or we have this thing called sine rule. Another one we have is cosine rule. Again, formula will be given. So for the one that is given in the formula sheet is this. Okay, they only give one version, but you can choose to flip it. I think the one that is here is given, the second one. In the formula sheet, this one is given. The one on top, you can flip it. So there's advantages to flipping it also. Sometimes you want to use the flip one, sometimes you don't want. Okay, so when do we use sine rule? When the triangle is not right angle, number one. Number two is page 6. Can you underline? No. Let's. What is involved? Two angles, two sides. Then you use sine rule. Sine rule involves two angles and two sides. Again, sine rule involves two angles and two sides. Okay? One of them is unknown. Out of the two angles and two sides, right? Total got 4 things, correct? One of them is unknown. One is what you want to find. That means either you want to find one of the angle or you want to find one of the side. Total got 4. That means out of the 4, one of it is what you want to find. Okay, are you clear? So like half AB sin C formula, you need to know which angle and which length to use. Okay, so let's take a look here. Take a look here, this triangle. If this is the length that I want to remember 4 things involved, right? 2 sides. If C is one of the length involved, I must use the angle C here. This is sine rule. The length and angle must be opposite of one another. If I want to use the length A, I must use angle A. If I want to use the length B, I must use angle B. They must be opposite of one another. Can follow? Okay. For example, if I have a triangle A, B, C. If this angle, I want to use it to solve for my, I want to solve the question, right? I want to use angle 30 degrees. Which length should I use? What's the name of the length? Zafri. No, what's the length? Is it like AB, BC, or AC? Which length? If I want to use 30 degrees. AC. Do you understand? So this means I need to know this length. Yes, must be opposite only. Can remember. If I want to use 70 degrees, muta, which length I need to find? I need to, yeah, which length is corresponding to 70 degrees? Opposite of 70 is? Yes. Can you understand? So for example, if I want to find BA, BA is unknown, right? So this is my first length involved, second length involved, corresponding angle is here. Then these two. Can you understand? So the question is how to find AB then. So AB, whoever is unknown, whoever that is you want to find, put it on top. So AB is length, right? Which of these is length? Which of these length is on top? First one formula or second one? First one, length is at the top. Remember, after trigo, right, is after trigo is always the angle. Like sine A is the angle. Sine B is the angle. Can you understand? Okay, moving on. So here, right? So here, if I want to find AB, I write down as AB. So when you look at the formula, right, you ignore here. Just focus on the two fractions only. Okay, so AB is the length, or length over angle, sine. What is the length corresponding to AB? Sorry, what is the angle corresponding to AB? It's 70 degrees. Then this one, are you clear? Why I choose 70 degrees? Because it's opposite of AB. Then the other one is given. If I want to use pi and 30 degrees, right? So I put 5 over sine 30 degrees. Okay, I'll pause for a while. I want you to see. Do you understand how I form this equation? Zafri, do you understand? How I form this equation using the formula. Formula, they will always give you 3. We only focus on the first 2 lah. Understand? Okay, next. How to find AB? So if you look carefully, right? Don't need to cross multiply, just remove sine 70. How to remove sine 70 is AB divide by sine 70. Divide, when I go to the other side, becomes times. So AB is equals to 5 over sine 30 times sine 70. Then just press calculator. Do you understand? Okay, no need to press. I want you to just understand how I rearrange the algebra. Can I understand? So if you put the AB below, right, that one you have to cross multiply first, then slowly rearrange. Okay? Are you following? Okay, I'll go through one more example. One more example. So length, you understand, right? So I want you to try the next one. I want to find BC. I want to find BC. Which angle should I use? 65 degrees, right? Do you understand? Muta, do you understand? So I can start by writing BC over. Correct. But what's the other fraction that I can use? At the top, it's the length. Denominator is the sine something lah. So look at the triangle. Which one can I use? Muta, you want to try? Which length is given in the question? If I want to use 10 cm, because this one is length at the top, angle below, right? So if I use 10, Zafri, what is the angle corresponding to 10 cm? So I must use sine 55 below. Do you understand? Clear? Again, next step, if I just want to find BC, then what to do with the sine 65? Bring over to the other side becomes times. Okay, so basically, right, if I want to find BC, it is 10 sine 55 times sine 65. Do you understand? Okay, no need to press calculator, but do you understand how I rearrange which angle to use? Can Okay, we are still on sine rule, got another thing. This one we are finding length. What if now we want to find angle? Then we use the second formula version. Angle be at the top. Okay? So let me give you another example. Sorry, you guys to just squeeze anywhere you can. Another triangle ABC. Now let's say, right, I want to find angle. Let's say I want to find angle at C, angle ACB. That's what I want to find, okay? Which length should I use if I want to find? AB, correct. So let's say AB is 10 cm. Muta. So first of all, we have to use the one that is angle at the top. The formula that the angle is this one, okay? So we write sine, and we want to find angle ACB, right? So I put angle ACB over 10. Okay, the other angle that is given is 40 degrees, right? So sine 40 degrees. So sine 40 over what? What length is corresponding to 40 degrees? Zafri, which is 6. Do you understand? Now, when you are finding angle, I got extra steps. After you times the 10, okay, so Din, what do I do with the 10? This is divide by 10, right? What do I do with the 10? Times it. So sine 40 over 6 times 10, right? Then we are left with sine angle ACB, correct? Wait there. Okay. How do I find angle ACB? Okay, let me just decide this one. I press calculator first lah. Okay, let me just press calculator first. So sine 40 times 10 divided by 6. Okay, for example, okay. Sorry, like this lah. Okay. So this equals to this. We all understand, right? I press calculator, I got this. But then how to go from sine angle ACB to just angle ACB? Muta, what do we do? Zafri, you want to help? How to go from sine angle ACB to just ACB? What do I do with the sine? Second, take it away lah. So now we are splitting the trigo function from the angle. When you split trigo function from the angle, you need to use the inverse. So sine inverse, do you understand? Okay, so Ken, you need to split it, you got to take it away, but because this is trigo, it's not divide. When you split the trigo from the angle, you are splitting it right here, then it's sine inverse, whatever you see here, 1.07, blah, blah, blah. You want to press your calculator for that to get the angle. Only when you split the trigo from the angle, then you inverse it, not divide or times. Are you clear? Betul, I think you can understand. Yes. Correct. Basically, you inverse it when you split this part. I still want the angle to stay on the left, but I just want to remove the trigo. But if you bring the whole thing to the other side, then no. This one bring to the other side, no. But if you split it, split. Okay? It's okay, no need to press calculator, but do you know where is the sine inverse button in the calculator? You all know? Okay. Any questions? I'll do one more, okay? Yes. Got question, Muta? Yeah, because this one I anyhow give 5, 10, and 6. And I anyhow give my own angle, right? Yeah. I need to check because it needs to fulfill. Yeah. So it's probably because I give you random numbers. I'll give you another random one. That's why I told you this one no need to press. Okay, because sign must always be less than 1 or less. Okay, but no worries. I just want to make you understand the application here. Okay. Next, one more. Okay, I'll give you the same thing. I want you to practice. Okay, so you find one more space on this page. Any space. Okay, so you got space, can If you got no space, they give you full cap. But best if you do it here so you can revise. Okay. Okay, guys, I need you to do this. Sorry. Okay, this one, I want you to find angle C. Yeah, this one you will get. This one is not an error. Okay, can you continue? We'll be back. Lin, you got any other siblings? Is your sister? What level is your sister?
What is it? Second leader.
Okay. You are the eldest, is it? Yeah. So you're the eldest also, Tin?
Yeah.
Okay. Muta, you got other siblings? Elder brother. So you're the youngest. Okay. Do you all know how to start? Okay. What's your answer? Yep, correct, correct. That's the correct one. You did the same method, right? You start with sine ACB over the length, right? Yeah, correct.
I got it wrong. When did I get it wrong?
This one correct. This one correct also. This one, why you times 10? You're supposed to times by? You bring a 7 over, right? Correct or not? So this one, you need to understand the times you have to follow what the question is given. Yeah, but the steps correct lah. That's the number. 81 point something, right? Correct. Got the answer? 80? Okay. Do you understand how to do? So basically, right, after this question, sine rule, you already know when to use. The next one is cosine rule. But looking at the time, uh, maybe we don't have time to go through cosine rule until next week. Because I need to go through with you the corrections for the test that you did. Yeah. Okay. Didn't you manage to get sine inverse?
Yeah.
Okay, can. So you need to bring over, you need to move the actual question. I know my previous question was times 10. That's why you kind of like copy back, right? So math, right? They want to test whether the student able to think or not. Why they want you to see whether you can think? Because later when you go to the workforce, your job is to solve problems. Let's say you work at the McDonald's, they got customer make problem. Now feedback, oh, the food is uncooked. What are you gonna do? So example lah, or your work your team never come, always never come, or always make the burger wrongly. Big Mac becomes small Mac. How? So you as the leader, you must help to solve the problem. And there's so many problems that can happen, right? Like machinery spoil, you know? Clear? So back to this one, I want to highlight something also. Based on what you all did, right, previously for the homework, this one, please do it well in a sense that revise. Number two is, to me, a bit pointless if you're going to give me chat GPT answers. Why? Because there's no development on your end. There's no thinking on your side. What's the point? Okay, and one thing is will tell me whether you got help. Like sometimes not even chat GPT, you ask your friend or mommy or daddy to help you, right? They help you lah. But then come exam, you don't know. So if whatever help you get, no problem. Make sure you understand. Okay, but the thing with when we get help, most of the time the help is less explanation, just give answer kind. Understand? Okay. Anyway, back to this sine rule, we are done. So again, right angle triangles, Pythagoras theorem, Tokaso only. If it's not right angle, we can use area formula or sine rule or cosine rule. Cosine rule, we haven't reached cosine rule yet. I don't think I will do cosine rule now. I'll do it next week. Okay. So let's take a look at practice 4 on page 7. So they give us this triangle. Is it right angle or not? No. So don't do Pythagoras or Tokaso. Sine rule, cosine rule, half AB, sine C. Okay? Two things they ask you. Find the value of x. Next, area. Okay? Let's say we want to find the area first. The formula for area is half AB sine C. Can we straight away find the area? Hmm? Look at the triangle, right? Do we have enough information to use the formula half AB sine C? No, right? So no choice. We got to find the angle x first. Do you understand? I want you all to try to solve for me angle x based on what you understand. You all know how to do sine rule, right? Go ahead. It's not area, so it's not half AB sine C. Can you use sine rule? And then, yeah, try. If you understood the question before this and the one before, you should be able to use the sine rule to find x. Go ahead. Done already. You managed to find X? Check with me X first, okay? Because if X is wrong, you won't be able to proceed with the area. Let me check. Final answer, 1 degree is 1 decimal place. Okay, correct. However, right, okay, can. So later nearing to, I think June onwards, I will really emphasize on presentation, like when to round off. Because by right, rounding off is only the final answer. To do the next part, right, we need to use back our answer from X, but we need to use the longer version. Okay, but for now it's okay. You can just use back the, what do you get? Hmm. Hmm. When you press calculator, do you put the sign also? Because the formula is sine angle. You miss out the sign. Dean, what you get for your angle? Okay, so for now we will use just 30.1. Later again in June I need to go through you how to present. Final answer for part 1 is correct, 30.1. Let's find the area. Okay, so Dean and Zafri move on to find the area. So I'll try to send the homework. We will include this. If you want to find the area, yes, what's the question? Okay, so let me ask you the question. If I want to find the area, right, the formula is half AB sine C, right? You must remember the rule. The angle must always be in between the two lengths. So if 8.1 and 14.5 is the length that we want to use, right? You need to find which angle? C. Correct. Do you find C? Yeah. Okay, good. Then you use half AB sine C, right? So half AB. Can you tell me what's the angle for this one, Dean? After you minus 30.1, what's the angle here? Okay, can. Okay, is your answer the same as mine? Yeah, so when I say about presentation, right, this is what I was referring, where you need to actually use the longer version. Take the longer version for the next part. Okay, but that one later on. For now, it's okay. Okay, so you all understand, right? So I will give you homework for this week. We don't have time to go through cosine rule or to do the next one. I will send you a link, a PDF for the homework for this week. Now I want to return to you your checkpoint test. And then don't have time to also do the trigo question. That one we save it for next time. Okay. Can you bring the this test again next lesson? If got time next week, then we will do the test lah. If is okay. Okay, so one of the things that I want to highlight is completing the square and indices. Because I remember going through with you. So this one maybe I'll shift to 11 Jan, maybe lah. I don't know. Okay, see got time or not. Anyway, so for indices, right? So to this week's homework, there will be some indices question because I see you forgot how to do indices. I mean, you some of you got it wrong. When your base times power were plus. So this one, right, we'll get x 15 plus -3. So we'll get x to the power of 12 divided by x to the power of 5. Now from here, then minus. Okay, most of you got it right. I think maybe got one or two error. Yeah. Didn't you understand this one? Also another one here in case, here, look at this, guys. If I want to make the powers positive index, what, who should move? Who should move, Dean? Which one is the negative power? Only A, so only A move. Muta, do you understand? B and X don't move, sorry. 5 move also or not? Do we move 5? No. Only the algebra you move, but if you move it, move only the one with negative power. Only move A, switch its position. Okay, example. Here, so you got -3. So now I need to move who again? Dean, look carefully. Is it A only I move? A and B. Now I change the question, right? To make it positive, A go down, become +2 already. 5 stay, X stay, B move up, right? So B cube. Can you just copy this example because homework for this week, I'll give something like this also. Okay, can you copy this in the checkpoint test? Question 1. So that means, right, if I got x to the power of -7 over 1, if for me to make it positive, I just shift it down. So become 1 over 7, x power 7. Do you understand why there is a 1 here? How many x to the power of -7 here? It's 1. So when I shift down, outside cannot be empty. I still put the 1. But the 1, because it's, algebra, if you 1x or 1 any algebra, we don't write with the 1. We just put y. 1y, we just put y. 1a, we just put a. 1x to the power of -7 is also 1. Do you understand? Can understand why suddenly got 1 left on top? Muta, are you following? Can. Okay. Important is these two additional part lah. Okay, can So indices, remember these few things Okay. Can just check everybody got B correct? Muta, can you check your B is correct? Safri, you got B correct? Sure. Muta, you got B correct? B? Sure. What's the answer for B? Muta, what's the answer for B? Zafri, what's the answer for B? Yeah. Or did I put correct or wrong? Yeah. So yeah. The circle means got problem. Okay. So here, right, your first step was correct. You make 24, right? Lowest common multiple is 24, right? So 24. Okay, that's good step, good start. So times 8 times 8 times 8 times 3 times 3, correct? So we got like 8x minus 32, 3x. Then combine. So 24. So 8x minus 32 plus 3x. So 3x and 8x can combine, become 11x. Okay, so maybe careless a little bit. Just be careful. Okay, can. Now this one is a big problem. C is a big problem. Okay, we got a bit of time. Okay, so this is the question that when you want to combine the fraction, must remember to factorize the denominator wherever possible. Do you understand? So x squared plus 6x plus 9, if you factorize using the calculator method, what do you get? Okay, press again. If you were using the calculator cheat method, right? I think there's one thing that I forgot to mention. Okay, can you press or do the if you remember the calculator cheat method, go and do the calculator cheat method. Tell me what is the answer that they give you. Dean, what you get for your x? Yeah, -3, right? So x equals to -3, right? Normally got two answer. You press equal again, the second answer will come out. That's why we get two groups. Got the second answer or not? Zafri? Don't have, right? If got no second answer, means the other answer is also x minus 3. It's the same answer. You will always get two answer. If you get one answer, means the other answer is the same. So this is still not the bracket, right, that we want to put here. So how to get the bracket? Cheat method, how do we work backwards? Bring to the other side, right? So x plus 3 equal to 0. X plus 3 equal to 0. So from here, right, we can say this is x plus 3, x plus 3. Then that's how you get the square. So must always remember, if you use the cheat method, if you get one answer, repeat the answer again. You understand? Muta, if you're not using the cheat method, you must use this cross method or window method, okay? Can? Now, so here, which means your first step will be 5 over x plus 3 plus 2 over x plus 3 two times. What is the missing bracket on the first fraction? Yeah, so times x plus 3 here, another x plus 3 here. Then slowly expand, or just put here x plus 3, x plus 3, x plus 3, you must put it in this form, okay? Because they are duplicate, right? Put the square there, okay? Take note of this. If we have two brackets of the same kind, simplify, put like that better. Teacher may penalize if you didn't, okay? So numerator, you just expand, so 5x plus 15 plus 2, final answer will be Can you understand? Zafri, any questions? Next one will be completing the square. Again, I went through this a few times just before the test, but maybe some of you maybe forgot because the question is slightly different. This one, they say straight away solve. But the first part is to complete the square, right? Which means the left side here, you got to complete the square. So we got to check how to complete the square carefully. When we want to complete the square, first step, arrange in the correct order, like x square, then x, then number. Okay? If it's not, you got to rearrange first. Then you are focusing on the b. B is very, very important here. So your b is -6 because from here it becomes x minus 6 over 2. Do you understand this part? Think I remember. This week's homework will have this also. Okay. So whenever we want to do completing the square, we split into two. We split into two. So the left side, the square, right, put outside the bracket. Okay. I no need to explain. I just show you the steps. Okay. I will write down here. Then you copy down. Okay. So you split into two. Square. Or I will just put arrow. Square. Put outside. Okay. The square put outside. Sorry, I need to cross a little bit. Okay. Or maybe no need to cross. This one, the number, right? Divide by 2. Must always divide by 2. That's the rule. You first step split with the orange line. That's the first step. Second step, square put outside the bracket. Then must always divide by 2 the number that you see in front of the x. Then x also no more. Okay, and remove x. Okay, maybe you can put this. Divide by 2 and then remove x. Can you see? No more x there, right? Okay. -13, copy and paste. But then this one is very important. Always minus this thing square. Okay, I will just highlight so you know that they are the same. So whatever you see there, right, if it's a +3, then here also +3, +3. If you see a +100, then inside here will also be +100. Okay, must be the same. Can I understand so far? So I'll show you the steps. Zafri, I know you got it right, but make sure you remember. Next step, then simplify, okay? So here is the left side, right? Then equal to, because this question got equal to 0, right? So I just copy the equal to 0 also. So it means my next line equal to 0. Normally no equal to 0, right? If got no equal to 0 like the previous questions, example, like previous week we did no equal to 0. See, got no equal to 0, don't put equal to 0. If f equal to 0, put f equal to 0. Do you understand? So back to the completing the square here. That's why this remains because it has equal to 0. Okay? That's different type of form they give us. The rest is still the same. The left side is still completing the square the usual way. Okay, so in the next step, I just want to simplify. Again, this one still remain. Okay, so this one still remain. So x minus 3 square. Okay, 6/2 can become 3, right? I put 3 lah. Negative 13, so this part, press calculator. Okay, so minus 3, 9. So minus 9 minus 22. So this part is the completing the square part. This part is the completing the square, completing the square. These two steps is completing the square. We haven't solved yet. Question wants to solve. So this is the extra part. Previously, we just did completing the square. Now we complete the square, then we want to solve. You following? So to solve for completing the square, right? Then so this is the solving part. Solve by completing the square. So by completing the square, we need to bring the number to the other side. So become this. Then we remove the square by square rooting. When we square root, we got a plus minus in front. Then we can split into two answers. First answer is x equals to 3 plus square root 22. The other one will be x equals to 3 minus square root 22. Okay, then we press our calculator. It's 3 sig fix. Negative 1.69. Zafri, is this correct? Yeah, good. Do you understand? Any questions? You think can remember? Yeah, try again. If you forgot, I will send you a recording for this. Okay? You forget, you must tell me. Then I will send you the recording, you view. I tell you, you say, I'm not sure, or coach, I'm not sure about completing the square, I forgot. Then you let me know, then I will send you the recording. And then I need to see from which point to which point. Okay? The recordings here are useful, but there's something that is missing. They never indicate where is what. Like now I'm doing completing the square. Just now I did sine rule, right? And previously I did the area of triangle, correct? Yeah, they didn't indicate where. So I need to do that for you. I try to help you, okay? So do you understand? Next week, can you bring this again? Most probably it will not be a test anymore. I see how. It's either I create another question similar to this or what. Okay, but then next week also, I think most of you, question 4 need help. So I will go to question 4 next week. Okay, so there will be homework for this week, which is completing the square, maybe a bit of indices and the fraction one, and the sine rule and area triangle. I will send you the link. I try my best. So busy. Okay, guys, can next week bring along your worksheet. Bring along notes 1 and 2. Okay, can? All right. Checkpoint test. Bring along. Maybe I will use it for the last question 3, maybe maybe we will do the test. Maybe I will just do, see how. Okay, guys, thanks for coming. Also, before you go, last before you go,